Alright guys, welcome back to God of War 2. Last time we met in God of War 2, we just arrived to the island of the Sisters of Fate, so now we are actually going to start making our way towards them. And, really there's not much to say because, similar to God of War 1, we are going to be dealing with a few central areas, but for right now, I think it's the island of Lachesis or whatever it's called. Instead of, having to, having your end goal be something in the middle like the Rings of Pandora back in the last game, you're basically just navigating the area and then your end goal somewhere else. And your end goal, technically, right now, our end goal is to, I can't believe I have to say this out loud, moving the islands closer to, or moving the temple closer to the island. Which, yes, we are actually moving a actual fucking island. But there is one thing about this game that I've always questioned, and I questioned this back in God of War 1, is that there are people who manage to get farther into the temple and all that kind of stuff. So, how the hell did that happen? Because there are certain people... Because there are certain things that you can only get, one chance of getting, and if someone else gets it, well, then how is the next person supposed to get there? One of them is a key that someone holds, and so, how the hell are you supposed to get that key if, someone else has it? Is there multiple copies, or... it's fine. Oh, by the way, if you're wondering why I keep taking out Typhon's Bane, that is me actually practicing that trick I mentioned last part, where if you manage to press the L2 button to pull it out right before an enemy makes contact with you, it negates all damage. Why am I practicing it? I don't know. I don't intend on using it. I don't really use it that often. I just decided to see if it was something I could do pretty easily, and yeah, it is pretty easy to do, because there will be a few times throughout this Let's Play that you'll see that, I blatantly should have gotten hit somewhere, but somehow I avoided damage because I pulled out Typhon's Bane right before the enemy hit me. And well, remember I remember explaining it. It's basically you just pull out Typhon's Bane right before an enemy attacks you. If you do it right, you get no damage to you, but you can't move, or you can't move, or, and you can't fire it. Otherwise, it won't work. You're just abusing the invincibility frames, which is something they're likely going to take out of the remake. So I guess that's going to be a good reason to stick with the originals. But who knows? They could keep it as a homage. I mean, I've seen games keep I've seen remakes keep glitches or reference exploits in their remakes. Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy in the remake in Crash Bandicoot 3, when you face Tiny, actually has a reference to a exploit that you can use in that fight, where if it still works if I remember correctly. But if you do it, the audience throws cheese at you, which is a reference to, you cheating and throwing cheese at you, cheesing the fight. So, it's really cool that they reference bugs like that. Yep, up. And I forgot the body. God damn it, I'm going back up. For someone who can kill, gods with his bare hands half the time, and, savage beasts like Cyclops and stuff like that, Kratos, sure, first off, he's using the Force there. He's not even touching that lever. Second off, he struggles a lot opening chests and levers. So, just saying, Kratos, I don't think Kratos is that strong, actually. Actually, I do want to talk a little bit about the new God of War game that came out the same day the remakes were announced, the Sons of Sparta Metroidvania. I actually did play a little bit of it. I haven't beaten it yet. I haven't gotten that far. At least I have no idea how far I've gotten. And it's fine. You know, I went in with, you know, I went in with, like, no real expectations, because I know that it's their first Metroidvania spin-off for God of War, and it's kind of interesting to see how, oh, I think I have to shut the fuck up in a second because of cutscene. Yeah.
You must find a way across to the island, Kratos, for there lies your path to the Sisters of Fate.
Why do you aid me, Gaia?
Zeus must be stopped, Kratos. The story of revenge has been told before. You know of the mighty titan Kronos. So fearful was Kronos of the Oracle's prediction that his own children would rise against him, that he decided to imprison them all in his belly. Rhea stood by and watched as her children were devoured one by one. But when the time came for the last of her children to be eaten, she was unable to bear another such loss, and devised a trick to save the baby Zeus. Rhea commanded the eagle to secret her son away. He was taken to an island far beyond the watchful eyes of Kronos. It was I who cared for him. It was I who kept him safe. I nurtured his desire to free his brothers and sisters from Kronos. But my foolish act of compassion would haunt the Titans forever. For in sparing Zeus, we allowed him to return to us with vengeance in his heart. He betrayed all of the Titans for the sins of just one. The sins of his father, Kronos.
Anyway, well, yeah. So, yeah, we got to see, you know, Zeus's backstory and, well, a little bit of Kronos, too. Yeah, Kronos, I think, appears in every of the Greek games, doesn't he? Oh, no, he only appears in the main trilogy. I don't think he appears in Ghost of Sparta or Chains of Olympus. I think he gets referenced. I don't even think he's in Ascension at all. I don't think he's referenced in Ascension. But, yeah, you know, Kronos, if you know the story of what the downfall of the Titans was, is that Kronos, you know, wanted to, you know, it was predicted that Olympus would have his downfall because of one of his children, and, well, turns out it was Zeus, because Kronos wanted to eat all of his children to make sure that they can't rise against him. Well, how'd that work out for him? Yep, right there. I just did it. I just did it right there. Anyway, back to what I was saying about Sons of Sparta. It's all right. Like, I don't hate it, but I also am like, this isn't one of the Metroidvanias. Like, it's not like a Metroidvania I would genuinely go out of my way to play any chance I get. Like, say, you know, Super Metroid or anything like that. And speaking of Metroidvanias, I am very excited for the new Castlevania game. Like, oh man, that game looks good. Like, I was genuinely shocked that they're doing another Castlevania. You know, with how Konami is, I mean, you'd think they wouldn't do any more Castlevania games besides like compilations and shit like that. But no, they are actually doing a brand new Castlevania game, and that's really cool. The thing is though, I don't think the invincibility frame trick works on attacks that bind you like that one, or that require a QTE to escape from it. And again, neither does blocking technically, so ooh. And there we go. Alright, nice. But Sons of Sparta, it's okay. Like, I mean, it's nice hearing T.C. Carson again as Kratos. I mean, it's going to be great, you know, to hear him again in the Greek remake. It's going to be real fun to hear him again. Though you can kind of tell he's aged a little bit when it comes to his Kratos, but it's also because in Sons of Sparta, he isn't screaming every 15 seconds, so he's not screaming Zeus or Ares or anything like that. You know, he's talking to Calliope the whole time and telling a story, which, you know, is kind of interesting considering that in God of War 4, Atreus tells Kratos that he's horrible at telling stories. So, what happened there was like... It's like, so, I guess someone has a favorite child that's been dead for years. I think I also follow the rule of the first game where I kind of upgrade stuff at save points rather than upgrading them throughout, like, you know, just randomly. Actually, with the Typhon, I keep saying Typhoons, but it's Typhons, because there's only one O. With Typhon's Bane, the Typhon's Bane upgrade, I actually did get a new move with it, where if I press L2 and triangle, Kratos will do a sort of shockwave attack, or in order to attack enemies with the bow. I think I show it off a few times, but... Actually, like, once we get, like, the next spell in the game, I want to say I rarely use Typhon's Bane unless the enemy is, you know, in certain contexts, like the enemy is far away, or, if it's required for a puzzle. I don't really use it, like, actually in battle, because especially, like, if the enemy is close to me, there's no point in that. Like, right here, I would use it because, well... That's the attack I was talking about. The shockwave that goes forward. That's nice. But it takes up some magic. Well, that's bullshit. Oh, he has the invincibility frame trick too.
Let the rage of the Titans fuel your blades, Kratos.
Oh, I was hoping. Because one thing that happens that I've always loved in the older God of War games, specifically 1 and 2, I don't know if it does it in 3, where if Kratos is in mid-air while he's jumping, or if he's in mid-air and he gets hit by something, he just falls the fuck down. Like, it's like gravity increased like tenfold. It's like Zeus turned on the gravity dial or something. Oh, where'd you guys come from? Doesn't matter. Free orbs. More free orbs. I like how they're just standing there and they're not even trying. Well, I think I don't remember if God of War it has a prevent measure for enemies attacking you off screen. I want to say yes, but at the same time I feel like that's wrong because I feel like I've been blindsided by attacks before. Oh, for fuck's sake. I don't even remember. Did I even try to edit out the sirens back in God of... No, because they didn't have anything Oh, great. Oh, this is going to be a fun edit. Maybe. I don't know. I'll see what happens. If SGB can get away with it, I think I can. Oh, the camera doesn't focus on it. I'm pretty sure I'm fine. That was easy. Well, Typhon's Bane really helped there. I didn't expect that. I remember that combat gauntlet being more of a pain in the ass than when I first played it, but then again, it was my first time playing it, so that's probably why it wasn't that much of a pain in the ass.
The steeds of time, a gift from the great titan Kronos, his unsuccessful attempt to gain the favor of the Sisters of Fate, and change the destiny which the Oracle foretold.
Anyway, that's actually going to do it for this part of, man, I was about to say Final Fantasy VII, or I don't remember. I was going to say Persona for some reason, but Persona 3 Reload's well over. Anyway, that's going to do it for this part of God of War 2. The next time we meet in God of War 2, we're going to head on through the Steeds of Time and see if we can figure out their secrets, because, well, we got to figure out how to move the island to get to the Sisters of Fate. So see you guys next time, and take care.